I'm just going to share the link, so if you're joining me now, get a cup of tea, get settled down. Remember how to use my laptop. If you're rewatching this video, you can skip the next few minutes. It's just going to be me messing around. Here we go. Share to a group. Oh, 2 people. Good morning. Hello. We're making these beaded moons this morning, this lovely Saturday morning. I'm just sharing the link. It takes a couple of minutes. Hi Samantha. Just sharing the link, guys. If any of you want to share the link, that would be lovely. Morning Kim, morning Emma. Oh, it's nice, everyone's arriving. I'm hoping it's going to be a busy workshop this morning because I sent out absolutely loads of kits, but I'm hoping they've arrived, and if they haven't arrived, I'm so sorry. The post will get them to you sooner or later. If they're not there in a few days, obviously give me a message and we'll sort it out. If you're watching and you haven't got a kit and you think, oh, I would like to try that, I'm keeping the offer up so you can still get a kit for £5 until the end of today. So you can go over to the Get Creative group and you can get a kit to make a beaded moon for just £5 till the end of today, if you want to. And then obviously this video remains up, so you can re-watch it. Emma, the nice thing is you only see this small part of my kitchen. The rest is chaos. Yeah, just this bit's clean. I keep the camera shot clean. That's my little trick I'm going to share with you. Literally, the rest is a total mess. Okay, so we've got 9 people. That's good. Good start. Hi Susan. Hope your kits have all arrived. So everyone got different colours. Obviously this first one I made, the example one, is in purple, but I'm thinking I'm going to make a rainbow one today because it sounds fun. But also with the rainbow moons, I think you're going to have to do a little bit more planning, so it will kind of help me with talking everyone through their planning. So if you start by emptying all your beads out that you've got in your kit into a bit of a tray, just so you can see what you've got, see all the different sizes, because that's going to be important in your planning, looking at the different size beads. You'll also notice that you've got, oh, they arrived 5 minutes ago, cutting it fine. I'm so glad they made it. You've also got in your kits one of these bigger shiny beads. It's actually fallen off this moon, but this bigger shiny bead is to hang down from the point of your moon. So put this bigger, it's like a bead made out of shell, so put your bigger shiny shell bead to one side. You've got a bit of chain, we put that on last, so put that to one side. You've got 2 bits of wire. If you're making this moon up from scratch, you want a good selection of beads, different sizes. The chain is to hang it. You could use chain, you could use string, and you need to cut 2 bits of wire. The wire should be at least 1 millimeter thick for this wire, and you want to cut one that's about 12 inches long and another one that's about 10 inches long. So a 12-inch long piece and a 10-inch long piece. If you've got the kit, they'll be already cut, a bigger and smaller piece in your kit. Okay, so I'm hoping that you guys have a pair of pliers. Any pliers will do. So these are just some big chunky DIY pliers that I had lying around. They're absolutely fine. If you don't have pliers, then you want an old pair of scissors and I forgot to get one out, but a pencil will be really helpful, or a pen, something round. So just got a biro, but that's just if you don't have the pliers. If you've got the pliers, you don't need the scissors or the biro. You also need like a thinner wire, so this is just like a 0.3 or 4, I think 4.4 wire, but anything under a 0.5 is probably thin enough. And let's get started. So I think this is going to be a close-up kind of a workshop, so I'm going to move the camera down so you can see what I'm fiddling away with on the table. Morning. Oh, everyone's joining this morning. That's so nice, because this is the last one of the summer series of the Saturday mornings. I'll keep doing the Tuesday evening workshops. I'm going to take the rest of September off to enjoy my Saturdays and slob around. And then I will be back in October with some Halloween workshops. That's the plan. Right, close-up time. So what have I got? Got my beads, and like I said, I'm doing a rainbow one. So with your rainbow one, you could just go totally random. That would be fine. But I like a bit of order in my chaos. So I'm going to try and structure it. And so the first thing I'm going to do with the rainbow one, and the first thing that you should probably do with any of them, is just plan your little dangly bits down here, because you want to make sure you've got some nice beads left over for them. You don't want to get to the end and be like, oh, I don't have any beads that are the right size. Morning, Emma. Love this. Everyone's arriving. So I'm just going to pick out my beads, and because it's rainbow, I'm going to pick out beads that are like in a rainbow pattern, because that will make me happy. So let's see. Gonna go red. Think about the way I'm gonna do it on the thing. I'm gonna go pink, red. Looks like pink, yeah. Pink, red, purple, blue, blue, blue. Oop. Don't run away from me. We could be friends. Pink, red, purple, blue, green, yellow, orange. Yeah, so those are going to be my beads that I use to put on my little hangy bits of the moon. So I'm going to pop those ones to one side, because I'll add them in last. I just wanted to make sure that I'd sorted them out. And you'll also want to sort out for however many little hangy bits you're doing. So that's 7. So put aside 7 of the little beads as well. Actually, you also need, so you've got your big shell bead that's going to hang in the middle there. So you need 1 little bead for that as well. So you're going to put aside as many hanging onesies as you're doing. So with that one, it's 8. So there's 8 little beads too. Right, so time to get started. So I'm going to start off with these bits of wire. I'll show you first with the pliers. If you've got the pliers, we're going to put a nice spiral on the bits of wire so they look like this. You want to use approximately, if you've got the pre-cut bits of wire, you're looking at using up sort of 1.5 to 2 inches of wire doing the spiral. This moon's going to have much bigger spirals on it than my original moon. If you don't want bigger spirals, you can just cut the wire down. So let me just show you what I'm doing. I'm just bending it round like that. So you just start at the end of your wire and you bend it in on itself. Then you move along, then you move along, and I'll show you what we're going to do if you're using a pen in just a minute. This one, if it gets a bit boxy like this, you can just use the pliers to reshape it so it's a bit more curvy. The pliers are great, they're going to make this a lot easier for you, but like I said, you don't need them, so I'm going to show you how to do it without them. Just make sure that's about the right size. I think that's a little bit big still, just going to... Ah, yeah, the video remains up, Emma. So glad you found us. If you join our group, we've got a Facebook group called Get Creative, and it's Get Creative Free Online Workshops. There's loads of information about what we're doing. All the videos remain up, so you're welcome to watch at any time. Okay, so then we're going to do the second bit of wire. I'm going to show you how to do this with a pen now if you haven't got your pliers. What you're going to do, so that was on the short bit, but you're basically doing the same thing on both, except with the short bit, the spirals face in, and with the long bit, the spirals face out. Does that make sense? Can you see that? Let me go, hold it like that. See? So if you're using the pen, what you're going to do is not right at the end of the wire, because that'll be too hard on your thumbs, but a bit further down, just bend the wire round the pen and then spiral it up. Push that wire in as much as you can. So you're just wrapping the wire around your pen. And then you should be able to, might be a bit tough on your fingers, but you should be able to then kink the wire with your fingers to create, it'll be a looser spiral, but you will still get a bit of a spiral on that wire. Do you see? So it's not quite the same definition to it, but you're still spiraling the wire. But I'm hoping you've all got a pair of average pliers. I think these ones cost about £1.20 from Wilkinson's, so there's not really any excuse. Get yourself a pair of pliers and the world is your oyster. So I've just finished doing this bit over here. And you can use that pen technique like I just showed you. You might also be able to just use your fingers depending on how much strength you've got in your hands. I have pretty muscly hands because I do this kind of thing all the time, but I know not everyone has the same sort of muscles in their hands that I've developed. So you should have two bits of wire that look something like this. It's so annoying the way they don't show up. Can you see those all right, guys? So the wire fit together like that. So you get like a moon shape. I'm trying to see where it's best to hold it. On a white surface there. Yes, the wires fit together like that, so you get your moon shape. Your moon can be as big or as small as you want, but I'd probably try and keep it smaller because then you're going to get more choice with where you put your beads. If your moon gets too big, you may find that with the kits especially, you have to kind of, you might have to space out your beads a bit more, which will look great still, so I'm not worried. You shouldn't be worried. No one's worried. Right, so now you get your thin wire. I wouldn't get too long a bit to work with. You can always add more on, and the longer it is, the more you're going to get tangled up. So maybe just get like a couple of feet, something like that. You can go a bit longer if you want. This one's all tangled up, obviously. Love untangling things on camera. It's one of my hobbies. So this is something you can use your old scissors for. Don't use your best scissors, but old scissors will cut this thin wire just fine. So that's something you can use those for. Right, to start off, to attach the moon together, I'm just wondering. I'm just going to go grab a bit of black card and try putting that on the table, and then maybe you'll be able to see all this wire better, because I feel like it's a bit hard to see in that shot. Let's try this. Bit of contrast. How's that? I think that's better, isn't it? Okay. So we get the end, the short end. And we're going to start off by holding that short end pinched with the other two wires, like that. Oh, pull it out from between my fingers. So we're going to hold it pinched with the other two wires. And then it's like a figure of 8. So we go around one wire and then around the next. And then back up around the other one. So I hope you all know what a figure of 8 is, because basically it's like you're taking the wire and you're drawing an 8. So you go around one and around the other. And you're keeping that as tight as you can manage. And you're just working it along, and you get this lovely pattern if you're doing it right. See if you can see that. Probably not, it's probably too fine. But you get this lovely pattern where the wire crosses over the two things. So I'll just keep showing you. So you go round one, through the middle, round the other way, through the middle, round, through the middle, round and through the middle. And you want to do that where you want them to be held securely together. So the other little end is just hanging down loosely now. So just to finish that off, I just pull it between the two middle ones and till it's in a nice place where it's sort of sandwiched between them, and then just snip it off with the scissors. So when you think you maybe just under a centimetre worth of wrapping like that, when you feel like you've done that much wrapping, then all you have to do is run the long wire back along the wrapping and pull it back through the middle. So I'll try a close up again. Let's move the black card, see if that helps show you what I mean. You get a bit more contrast there. So the long wires just run along the middle there and come back through in between the two wires. You don't have to do a fancy wrap like this. You can just go round and round and round and round and get started. I'm just showing you how I would do it. But I don't want it, if you find that too challenging or it's too hard to see on the camera, then do just do it however you want. Just get those two ends. The important thing, the key thing, is to get these two ends connected up here. That's what we're trying to achieve. So now my first thing to do is I'm just going to wrap this wire around this first one a little bit. Now this can really be as loose or as tight as you want. This first moon I did my wrapping quite tight. You can see, maybe you can't see. Let's try holding up the black card. You can see the wrapping on around there is quite neat and tidy, but you can do that wrapping, you can spread it out as much as you like, make it as loose as you like, should be fine. So I'm going to just wrap down. So this is just going around one of these pieces of wire now. I've chosen to go around the inside one. You could go around the outside one, doesn't really matter. And I'm keeping my wrapping quite close together, but you can just do it big and spread out. That is really up to you. And when you get down a little way, just check how your moon's folding. When you start to think, oh yeah, there's probably enough space for a bead in between those two wires now, it's time to add on your first bead. And I'm going to start off with a real small bead. I'm going to go for green at the top of my rainbow. I'm going to keep my rainbow in sections, but my smallest beads are green, so I'm going to start off with green. I think that will look good. It's not a traditional colour to have at the end of one rainbow, but I quite like to mix the rainbow up a bit. Like, keep it in order, but just end and start on different colours. So then you put the bead, and this is really small. You'll get the hang of it more when I get onto the bigger beads, I think. But you put the bead on the wire, and it sits in between those two wires. So the wire goes across, the thin wire goes across to the thick wire, and then you start wrapping on the other side on the thick wire. And I'm just going to go a few down here because I think I've got enough space now for another bead. This time, maybe even two. Crazy, right? So these are quite small beads, very little, very pretty. I'm going to just put two little beads on there, slide them down, and then start wrapping again. The beads don't have to go in a straight line. So these beads were a bit big for the space really, so they've kind of gone in a diagonal line, which I think looks quite nice. We'll be on to the bigger beads in a minute, and then it'll be a bit easier for me to show you guys. How much wire do you need to start? Like of the thin wire, Susan, you need, I'd say about 2 feet, 2.5 feet. We can always add more on, so have as short a bit as you want really. Just gets, if it's really long, then you'll just have loads getting caught up and it will get knotted and it will be a pain. So I would just go for a shorter bit, and I will show you how to add on another bit of wire real soon, because I'll run out. Haha. Okay, so I'm adding my next bead on. This one's a bit bigger, so maybe there's more chance of you seeing what I'm doing a bit better there. You see? Going with these greens. I've got some nice green beads here. Love a bit of green. One of my favourite colours. I mean, I don't know how people pick favourites, but as colours go, green's pretty awesome. So don't forget, I want to see beautiful moons on the Get Creative group. I'm excited to see, because I know you guys will think of things that I've never thought of doing. You'll modify them, make them slightly different. They won't look like mine. So I want to see what you do. So don't, if you finish your moon and you're like, oh, it doesn't look like Beth's, that's even more reason to show me what it looks like, because it's so inspiring to see other people's work. I get such a kick out of seeing, like, I give you guys some ideas and you just run away with it and do something amazing. So please, please, please show me what you get up to. And if you don't know about the group, I think probably most people here this morning do, but the Facebook group's called Get Creative, and it's where I advertise Get Creative free online workshop. It's where I advertise these workshops, so you know if I've got anything good coming up. I've got like special offers on the craft kits, and we've got quite a few other people contributing about free online creative activities, so there's lots of information there if you're just looking to be a bit more creative at home, because it's nice, isn't it? It's nice making some things, especially at the moment when it's not so easy to go out and do things, and you know, the shops are open, but it's not the relaxing experience it used to be, is it? So I think to be creative now, it's a really great thing to do. Don't be afraid to mix up some of your little beads with your slightly bigger beads. I think that's quite a nice thing to do. I think it looks good. It's just making sure those beads are the right size to fit between. And actually, before I go any further, I'm going to do up the other end of my moon, because it's starting to get a bit wide now. And I think it'll be easier if I have it all done up. So what I'm going to do now is just wrap these bits together on this end of the moon. This moon's turned out quite narrow. Your moon could be a bit thicker, whatever you want really. So I'm just going to cut off a little bit of wire to do this end of the moon, because it doesn't have to be so long. And I'm showing you how to do the figure of 8 end. So with this end, because I mean, I'll do the figure of 8 again. I'll just show you how you could just literally just wrap it up like this. Just go round and round and round. And that actually looks pretty good. It's pretty strong. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, I might just leave it. Looks nice. So don't have to do the figure of 8. If you're struggling with that, you can just go round and round those two ends. See, taught myself something new. And this moon has got really little. You might want to try and make yours a bit bigger. In fact, if you want to make it bigger, all you have to do is sort of change the length of the inside one or the outside one. But I think I'm gonna enjoy making a slightly narrower moon here, so you guys just go with whatever size feels right. Like I said, if it's bigger, you might run out of beads, you might have to spread them out a bit more. So then I've got these two ends. What I'm going to do is just poke them through the middle, pull them so they're sandwiched snugly between the two thicker bits of wire, and then just snip them off with my scissors. Okay, so I'm just thinking about how I'm going to lay it out. So I'm going to go green, next I'm going to go yellow, orange, red, blue, red, purple. Oh no, it's green, blue. I'm going to go blue next. I'm going to go the other way, finish on a yellow. So blue next, so blue. Love thinking out loud. Sorry guys. So I'm just going to go a few more green. That's my conclusion. So I'm just going to thread a few more green on here. The other good reason I'm keeping mine small is because I'm going to try and make this all in an hour. I think the other one took me about 2.5 hours to make. So yeah, keep it small, get it done in an hour. So something else you might want to do is once you get to your end, so at the end of, once you've wrapped it around the thick bit of wire, you could just add another little bead on here. So I'd keep it quite small to begin with, maybe just one little bead. And then you sort of add your extra bead on, and then you just wrap that wire around that same one a couple of times. Let me show you. I'll just hold this up in a minute. So you've got a little, see, got a little bead sitting on the wire. That can look really nice. And so this is my favourite bit. It sort of becomes a little bit like a puzzle now. You're kind of looking for beads that fit your gaps, that go with your colours, that look right in your composition. So you might want a thicker bead at one end of your wire because it's got to sit under a smaller bead, and then you might want some small beads because they're sitting under a bigger bead, and it can look really, really lovely. The table's really creaky today. It's really having a good old complaint about me leaning on it. I think it's because I don't normally lean on the table, but because I want this to be nice and close for you guys, I keep leaning on the table and I get these ominous creaks. I hope it's not annoying you too much. Please do let me know if there's ever any weird noises in this video that are annoying, because I don't know. I don't rewatch them because it's you know, it's never that much fun watching videos of yourself, is it? A bit cringeworthy. So it's always good to have any feedback you guys have, so I know. Right, a few more beads, getting there, I think. So I'm gonna shoot up in size now, put some big beads on. And I'm just going to go in a really diagonal line here to accommodate these bigger beads, but I was ready to use them. I've been waiting for ages. Because it's quite a thin moon, it was needing a lot of these little beads. But I'm going to start using the bigger ones now. And now I'm going to move into blues. So all my blue beads are a bit bigger. That's okay. I think I am going to just go for it. Yeah, it's going to look good. Happy already. And be a bit free and easy with it. Your lines don't have to run straight. Mine are starting to go a bit more diagonal now. So I'm making a rainbow one, but you've mostly got one colour kit. So just think a bit about your composition. Keep it looking nice. Oh, you guys are good at this kind of thing, so I've got no worries that they're all going to look beautiful and unique. And this bead mix is a little bit short on the blue, but that's all right. I'm just going to stick with the 2 lines of blue. I'm happy with that. And then move on to some purple. One more purple. Oh yeah, happy with that combo. I think I might need to get in a couple more lines of purple. Oh yeah. Yeah, let's make some stars, do some Christmas decorations. I would really like to do some Christmas decorations with you guys. That would be so much fun. Obviously, non-sectarian Christmas decorations. Be ideal. Winter stuff. So you see what I've been doing there? Hope you're all managing okay and getting the hang of it. So just wrapping the wire around one side and taking your beads across, wrapping the wire around the other side, taking your beads back across. If anyone's got any questions, please shout. If there's anything you'd like me to go over again, I really don't mind. I'm just assuming that you guys are all pros now. You've attended at least 1 or 2 of these workshops maybe, so you know what you're doing. But do feel free to contradict me and be like, no Beth, do it again. We didn't get that bit. You're going too fast. So I've just gone across with my beads again and I'm just wrapping my wire along here. Now I'm going back the other way. So I've got 3 rungs of purple. So I've done 3 colours and I'm about halfway down my moon. So I'm thinking it's about time to change because there are 7 colours in my rainbow today. Well, I've got the option of using 7 colours. Might not use all 7. So I'm gonna move on to some red. Oh yeah, I think I've totally not going to be able to use pink, to be honest, because I have messed up my order. That's cool though. I don't need pink in my rainbow. Hopefully I'll have enough beads because there were quite a lot of pink here. think it'll be fine. It's all going to be fine. I'm just going to keep going, see what happens. What could go wrong with that? Oh yeah, that looks nice. So I'm starting to run out of wire here. I will show you how to switch wires because you guys might already be there, might already have run out. So all you have to do to switch wire is just wrap this bit around until, so you've got a nice little wrap on that thick wire. Then I would thread it back through that last row of beads. Oh, actually, you could just use it to do something pretty here. So I'm just going to add some extra beads on the outside here, which will look lovely. So I'm going to put a big purple bead on, like that. And then just wrap it around this side over here. So you can either just thread it back down that row and cut it off, or you can do what I'm doing now and just add some extra beads onto your side. Might do a few extra beads, no. So then you just thread it back down the next row of beads. So it pokes out the bottom of that row. Pull it in and then just snip it off. Then you just get your new bit of wire from what is hopefully not as tangled up as my wire over here. So it's much easier for you to get a bit off than it is for me. Nice long bit of wire. Oh, that's a good question, Emma. I would say I'm going under and over, yeah. So if I'm coming from the underneath of one side, then I will go to the top of the other one. I don't think it matters too much because this isn't jewellery. It's not going to get, it's just going to be hung up in your window. It doesn't have to be too strong, but I think it's just makes it a little bit more structurally sound if you go from the bottom to the top when you do your line of beads across. I assume that was what you were asking. Okay, so now to add on your next new bit of wire, you're just going to get the end of your new bit and you are just going to twist it together. So you put it around the thick wire and twist the short end and the long end together. You can leave a little tail after the twist on the short end, and then when you thread your beads, just make sure they go down and cover that little tail. That's all you have to do. So when you thread your bead on, just make sure that little tail pokes inside it. There you see? We've got our new wire ready to go. Might have to move on from red because I've only got bigger red, so I might have to just skip ahead to orange and yellow. I think I have enough orange and yellow to finish it off though, because it's getting quite a lot narrower now though. Just a bit more wrapping here. Anyone got anything nice planned for their weekend? Bank holiday weekend, isn't it? And not the best weather, let's be honest. I don't know if anyone remembers the August bank holiday last weekend, but oh my gosh, it was so hot. How weird is it? How different is it this year? So I'm moving on to my orange now. Actually, I could use, I've got a few green left, so I could also use some green at the end. Oh, I like that. Start on green, finish on green. Yeah, no, I definitely do that. I've just come from the top of this wire and then gone to the bottom of this wire. Thanks for that, Emma, because that's something, sometimes when I'm doing these workshop things, I just do things like instinctually, because I've done it a lot before. And it's only when someone watching me asks a question that I actually realise what I'm doing. So I appreciate your feedback via questions. It makes all the difference to my teaching and helps me become a better teacher, I hope. I hope I improve. Otherwise, what's the point? Right, so next line of orange. Feels like it's going to start raining again any minute now. I think tomorrow's meant to be alright weather though. Maybe I'll get out and about tomorrow. See a bit of the outside world. So I think this wire is a bit long, it's getting caught in everything, so I'm just going to trim it down. Might have to add another one on. That's okay, I don't mind. I'm hoping I can get in just another row of orange. I think I can. Got the beads, they're all quite big, but that's all right. Final orange row, and then get some yellow going on. Show you what I'm doing on the nice black card so you can see how it's coming on. I hope you guys are doing okay, getting the hang of it all right. You can see they're twisted around the sides and the wire goes back and forth. And obviously I've kept mine quite small, but you could definitely do something a bit bigger. I'm going to have loads of leftover beads. Maybe almost enough for another moon. So that's reassuring. I always worry when I make up these kits that I'm not sending out enough materials. So I think I go the other way and send out too much usually, which is definitely better, obviously. So I'm moving on to yellow now. Wrapping it round that side one, and then weaving the yellow across. You have got to be a bit careful when you're using this really thin wire, because you can really strip the skin off your fingers with it. So just don't be too rough with it. You can get all, if you start doing lots of this kind of work, you can get all sort of little leather things to wear on your fingers to protect the skin, but they aren't necessary if you're just making one or two. I mean, they're not necessary if you're making lots, but they do help protect your skin. Okay, what next? A few more beads, okay. So some of the kits had different thickness of wires in. I'm pretty sure, Kim, that yours had the thicker wire, which is a 1.5 millimeter. You can pick it up places like Hobbycraft, or I'll pop a link on this video with some places you can buy it. I can also, if there was another one of the craft kits you were interested in, I'm happy to just send you some more bits of wire for free with another kit. So you could have a look at the other kits I've got available, see if you wanted to treat yourself to anything else. Get some more bits of wire. Yeah, I know, I think I went a bit overboard with the beads, but that's good. I know there'll be some people who've made massive moons though who'll be struggling to have enough. So I look forward to seeing those too. I want to see all your different moons, all the different moons you make. I think they'll all be beautiful. Can't wait to see them. Oh, I am getting there. I'm starting to think I'm just going to add my final green ones on. Oh, the other kits are all advertised. I'll send you a link, Kim, after we've done this video. I'll send you a link. But yeah, they're all on my Nevermore Boutique page. They're on my Etsy shop there. But I will... You're right, I should post about them in the group so you guys know they exist, because I'm bad at promoting stuff. Right, I'm going to start adding some more green beads on. Just wrapping my wire up, and then get a few more little beads in here, finish it up, and then we can add on the dangly bits. To attach the wire, what you do is you just get your thin wire. You go around your thick wire wherever you want it attached. You get your two ends, so your long end and your short end, and you just twist them together. So you've got a good tight twist on them. Then you just thread your first bead so it goes over the two twisted wires, and you get started. That's how you add your wire on. And any minute now I'm just going to show you how to finish your wire off again, because I'm going to get to the end of mine. Woohoo! Oh, I'm so glad this has gone quicker. I was thinking that purple one took so long to make. I was a little bit worried we might be here all Saturday. But I think just making it a little bit smaller really speeds it up. I mean, that tends to be how these things work. I'm just going to add some little green ones on. little one. Okay, so just to finish off the end now, I'm just going to, so I've got this wrapped wire around this end. I'm just going to wrap this up it till I get to the top. Then I'm going to sandwich it in between my two thicker ones. So just put it back so it's really like tidily trapped between them, and just cut it off. And there we have my rainbow moon, and I am really pleased with that. I think it looks great in the rainbow. It's going to look beautiful in the window. So now I'm going to show you how to just finish it off, do all the little extra bits. So we're going to have the hangy middle bit. So you just need a short piece. That's too short. You need a piece about, I think about maybe 5 inches long of the thin wire. Maybe go for 6, so you've got a little bit of extra room to play with. Yes, the video will definitely be posted after. I'm glad you got here. You should join our group, Get Creative. It's really a nice group, really supportive. We share all the work. It's called Get Creative Free Online Workshops. And there you can actually get, if you want to get a kit for one of these, I've got a special offer that runs till this evening, and you can get a kit for just £5. If you've got the materials already, then that's great. The video will stay up and you can do it anytime. So I'm going to put my big shiny bead on, then I'm going to put like a little bead on. Then I'm going to thread my wire back up through my big shiny bead. Oh, that's easier said than done. Sometimes the holes in these natural beads aren't as regular. So if that doesn't work, what you're going to do is you're going to put your little bead on, and then you're just going to twist it. It's quite fun twisting with these little beads because you can use them as the twister. And you create like a long, stiffer spike. Then you should be able to just thread your big bead onto that. Not that way, maybe this way. Yes, there we go. Okay, so you thread your big bead on. Now, on the original one, I just had the big bead threaded on and hang off the middle. But I think with this one, because I'm loving the rainbow, I'm just going to add like a little rainbow line of little beads. So you can do whatever you want here. You can add more beads on. You can not add more beads on. Totally up to you. Let's see what I've got. I've got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and a little purple. So that's, oh, it's too long now. It's too long. Oh well, the rainbow was a nice idea. I guess I'm just going to have to settle for, I'll just, well, I'll just add a green on, and then I think that'll do for a rainbow. For me, I'm satisfied with that. Not that green. Don't mind me, guys, talk amongst yourselves. I'm just being fussy. Okay, here we go. So I've got my final green on, and I'm just going to, so to hang it off this spiral, it won't be super secure because all you're going to do is just wrap your wire around. So it will be able to come off this bit. But don't worry about that because it's just going to hang in your window. You're not trying to wear it. It doesn't have to be too tough. So you're just wrapping your wire around your little spiral. It's be honest, I normally make jewellery and stuff, so I love making these wall hangings because it doesn't matter if they've got little sharp pointy bits or if it's going to come off, if it's jiggled around, because it's just going to hang in your window and it's not going to get jiggled. So I love that about these. So we've got our little hangy bit in the middle of the moon, and I'm going to do my little dangly bits down here now. See how we're doing for time. Oh my God, it's nearly 12 o'clock. How did that happen? I'll just show you how to do a couple of these dangly bits then, and then you guys can do as many as you want. So I've got my other little bit of wire. I'm going to start off with a pink one, I think. So it's exactly the same technique. You're going to put your little bead on first, slide it into the middle of that bit of wire, then you're going to twizzle that bit of wire, twizzle it up, make it nice and twisty, slide on your bigger bit, bigger bead, and then that is your little hangy bit. So again, you could add just all beads on that, and I think again that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do like little rainbows on all of these, as I've got all these lovely extra beads. Why not? So I'm just going to do a couple now to show you what I mean, and then I am going to leave it in your capable hands for you guys to finish off. One more bead on this one, I think. Orange. You know, I don't like that as much. I like it at the top, but I don't like it on this one. Yeah, maybe I'll just leave it as wire. I'm just going to leave it as wire on these dangly ones at the bottom, not have it all beaded up. So again, just twist that onto your thicker wire. So you're going to want to go around a few times to make it secure. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be secure. So yeah, twist it around a few times. And then just snip that off. See, and then we've got our first little dangly one. And then I'm going to do another one. So you've got your short bit of wire, you've got your little bead, and you want to think, you might want to make these slightly different heights. Might look quite good. So think about that as you're doing this. So I'm doing one the other side of it. I want it to be slightly shorter, so I'm just measuring that against it. Make sure it's the right space. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's session. I've really enjoyed doing this with you. It's been so much fun. So like I said, we're going to have a break from the Saturday morning workshops. But if you've only just started joining us, there are loads you can re-watch, and I'll be posting information up about those on the group over the next few weeks. The Tuesday workshops are going to continue going, and this Tuesday we're going to do macrame, my favourite. We're going to do a wall hanging, which I haven't actually. I've done loads of macrame, made loads of different kinds of plant hangers, but I've never made one that's just a wall hanger before. So I am so excited to have a go at that with you guys. So come along on Tuesday and let's make a macrame wall hanging together. That's something else that's going to take a long time. So it may be a case of we'll all start it together and we'll all finish it on our own. But I will make sure you'll learn all the knots. You'll know everything you need to finish it on your own. So please come and have a go at some macrame. Thank you, Kim. I love how bright my rainbow is too. I love all the bright rainbows. To be honest, I've always loved a rainbow, always been one of my favourite colour combos, a rainbow colour combo. So I think that's been one of the really things that's made me really happy about lockdown, is all the rainbows everywhere. Really cheered me up. And I'm happy to jump on that bandwagon. I mean, I've been on that bandwagon for years, really, just on my own, enjoying a rainbow. Right. I think I might just overrun a little bit. You guys are welcome to leave. I'm just going to finish off doing all my beads, because I'm going to sit here and finish doing them anyway, so I might as well stay on camera. Oh, yeah. You take as long as you need to finish these moons. And don't worry, we will be back with some more art workshops in October. Halloween art workshops. I'm super excited. It's going to be really, really great. And you can always watch the Tuesday sessions on a Saturday morning if you're missing me. That's an option. Or like I said, go back and rewatch previous ones, because we've done so many activities now. If there's any you missed, like from earlier on, there might be some really, really good activities, because I don't like to repeat myself too much on the same page. But yeah, there's some really great stuff that we did earlier on. That's okay. I've obviously made one before, so I think finding it fiddly and slow is exactly how you should when you make your first one. I certainly found my first one fiddly and slow. But the important thing is you will get there eventually. Just keep working at it. I found my first one fiddly and slow, and I have worked with wire and beads almost every day of my life. So that's just a little putting it in perspective for you. Right then, so I've made all my little traily bits, just got to attach them now. Yeah, I don't think most of these sessions, they do take longer than an hour if you want to really enjoy them, don't they? Like, you can probably make something in an hour, but it's probably not going to be your best possible outcome for your situation. So I think it's always best to consider the workshop as more a place to start it as opposed to a place to finish it. Oh, good, Joy. I'm glad you enjoyed watching. Definitely have a go. Like I said, if anyone needs a kit, I've got them available. They're half price at the moment. They're just £5 because I bought loads of material, so I thought I'd do a bit of a deal on them. They're going to go up to, so that's £5 including postage. So if you get on the Get Creative free online workshop Facebook group, there's a link to getting one for £5. But if you've got all the materials, then you can just get going without a kit. That's even better. The kits will be available for longer, but they're just going to go up a bit in price. Yeah, because obviously I have to keep the materials in stock, so it becomes more of an effort for me to put them together. Just show you my little dangly bits, looking nice and dangly now. Starting to get a nice little fringe. Oh, I haven't shown you how to do, sorry guys, haven't shown you how to put on the hanger, how to put on the chain. It's an important bit I've missed out. So we've got this little chain in the kit. And what you're going to do, you're going to get a thin bit of wire. You just need a little bit of wire. This bit is fiddly, so I do apologise. You're going to thread the bit of wire through one of the ends of the chain. And then you're going to thread the bit of wire through the other end of the chain. And then you're going to twist that bit of wire together, like we've just been doing down the bottom. So we've got a little loop of chain now, which one end is joined together by this twisted wire. And you could hang your moon from this loop here, but I would probably hang it from somewhere about, depending on the shape of your moon, somewhere about there, because then it'll hang nicely and be more moon shaped. If you hang it from that bit of wire, it's got a tendency to kind of swing like that. So you just get your twisty bit of wire, and like we've been doing the bottom with the beads, the tied on beads, I would just twist it on up here. And that creates your little hangy loop. You can of course use something else to hang it if you want. You can use string, you can use something longer. You might not want to put a hanger on it. You might want to just put a nail in the wall and hang it on that. You've got plenty of options. But if you want to add your little chain loop, then that is how you do it. So there we go. Just got my two little dangly bits to finish on the end, and then I'm going to say goodbye. Oh, I hope you've enjoyed this last summer Saturday session as much as I have, and you're looking forward to doing some autumn sessions. And I hope some of you will join me for some macrame Tuesday evening, because that's going to be good fun. Last one, just putting on my orange, making sure I'm okay with the height, keep this one nice and short. Right, so there we have it. I've got my rainbow moon. I've got all my little dangly bits. Because they're on wire, you just want to have a little play with them, make sure they're hanging in the right direction. It's not string, so it's going to maybe get a bit bent. I've got my little rainbow moon, yay! Right, so I'm just going to roll up the camera. No, the Tuesday workshop, Kim, is on the Shop in the Square page, but I will post about that in the group. Roll it up so I can say a proper goodbye to you guys. What's that, Susan? Ah, yeah, nice. Oh, a multicoloured wall hanging, that'll look great. I have said that you need 40 metres of string for the macrame wall hanging workshop, but if you've got less than that, that'll be okay. I just don't like the idea that people might not have enough. That stresses me out. I'd rather they had enough to make two than didn't have enough. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I've had a really great Saturday morning with you. I hope you're happy with how your moons are coming on. Please send photos of them. Send photos of them half made. Send photos of them even if they look really different from mine. I want to see your outcomes, because I just, I really miss seeing what my students are making. If you haven't yet joined the group, Get Creative free online workshops. Like I said, we've got the Tuesday evening workshops are going to continue to run, and I will see you there. So see you Tuesday evening, or if you can only make the Saturday ones, then I'll see you in October. Bye guys, have a good day.